Well, my name is Derek Thornton, and before my injury, I was really quite thrilled about life. I was very happy, very comfortable in my career and the new career direction I was taking, learning computer programming as a technical support engineer, supporting a learning management system for some corporate clients that we have, and I would help support the code. And I was just really enjoying myself and finding a lot of work that I enjoy doing, and I was just really happy with where I was at in life and my current challenges at hand. And I've always been a pretty happy person and a real go-getter, as my sister describes me. So, and then I hit my head. Just before that, I was also doing, I've always been pretty athletic, so I was just getting into grappling competitively. So it's a really, rigorous sport and very demanding, and I really enjoyed the challenge. And then I had to go from that to being bedridden. I didn't even hit my head doing anything exciting. I sat down on a chair, and there was a protrusion in the wall in the basement of the new house I was living in. But I was called to do some work, and I was focused on a computer angle I was looking at, and I decided I needed to sit down and get a better look at it, hit my head, and then I was somebody that I didn't recognize anymore. I didn't know who I was anymore, but I accepted it, because I knew that was the only way I was going to be able to survive. So the symptoms that I had to deal with were lengthy in number. I don't know how long it would take to go through them all, but if you look up concussion symptoms, I've experienced all of them at one point, one combination or another. Also, when I finally got in to see a neurologist, started taking some medications, and I had new symptoms on top of that. I also had atypical symptoms, including, or most notably, my tics. I get tics, large spasms in my body that became audible. Would start to speak gibberish. One morning I woke up and I was just really scared because I couldn't say anything. Like, I couldn't say any real words. I would think it in my mind, but all that would come out was just gibberish. Just random scares like that. But in the first months, it was really devastating. I was in the emergency room quite frequently, wondering, I'm dying. If I'm losing my ability to breathe and I can't move my body, am I going to die in this ambulance? I've been in other situations where I've been stuck in just some weird mental states where all I felt were just like sensations of torture and just trapped there. And then after coming out of it, just thinking, if this is going to keep happening to me, then I need to be put down. Nobody can live like this. It's just torture, And so it's just really hard to see progress because it's just so slow. But I was slowly progressing, but with such severe symptoms and feeling like so close to death for so long, it's not really anything to shake a stick at. So eventually I got to the point where, at my healthiest self before finding cognitive FX, after doing rounds with, trying to get into whatever medical help I could, which is abysmal. I guess before I continue, I just have to, point out, having a head injury like this, you come to find in the medical system, the place where you thought you're supposed to go to, where they can help you, not only is it possible to not receive any help at all, but to leave you worse than how they found you. That's, it's just another thing to add on top of all your problems. Never mind how much it costs, right? So at the peak of my health before I came here, I was still wearing sunglasses all the time, earplugs. I rarely go out into the sun, or I was always just in the cave trying to stay safe. And even still, it was very challenging. I had to live moment to moment, because I never know what my body would do. I never know if I'd be collapsed on the floor, struggling to breathe or to stay conscious. And so I couldn't, I couldn't go out feeling safe anymore, in any way, because I knew I'd learned enough lessons by then, no, I don't want to go to the ER today. So maybe I can do something productive in a safe, dark place where no noise. And it's just not a way to live. You have to get out and you have to interact with people, and that's just something I wasn't able to do. I wasn't able to maintain relationships very well because my brain couldn't process conversations and emotions and things. And that's still where I was at. Not able to have a life. So I found out about cognitive effects through one of my best friends that really is the person that cares about me the most in the world. And she, I was in a mental hospital. I describe it as prison. I was in prison. I don't know, because I was just trying to do what the medical system said would help me, which made me worse. I was in prison. Please help me. I told these people I have a head injury, and nobody knows why I'm in here or who I am or what's going on. And then find out about this cognitive FX place and look at the results, testimonials like this, that it works, and my brain works, and these symptoms are gone, and it's just what? It's one thing to read the web page and this is what we're going to do for you, but it's another thing when you have people who have been through this system, third-party entities telling you, no, this stuff works, and you will get better. And I'm a scientist, I'm a skeptic, so it's just hard to believe. And going from places where they don't care about you as a person, they might not be able to help you, and they might hurt you even worse, to hearing about a place where everybody only has positive things to say, where there are people that address you not only as a person, but have science to help fix you, to actually fix you. So, okay, that sounds made up, right? But it's hard to ignore the testimonials, and so I hope that this one helps, because I feel a responsibility to share my experience I had here. When I showed up, I've just been used to living moment to moment, and I just planned on doing the same thing here, and I did. It's whatever they tell me to do, because whatever I've been doing hasn't been working, it's just slow. I don't know if or when I will ever recover from this. And so it's okay, do what they tell me, and we play these what seemed simple, silly games. I was I remember those testimonials, I remember the results I've seen, I'm doing it, and I think it's kind of just when you try to, do a trick on a snowboard for the first time or something. You try something that, a lot of things in life, you have to go all in, all or nothing. You have to decide and you have to commit. And so I decided to commit and do it. And regardless of how silly it was or how much of just disbelief I have of it, I'm going to do it. And I did. I did all the things that they told me to, and everybody was just very supportive, very caring, which is weird, you don't know me, But that's where you would be wrong. They do know you in a way that most people, if you're watching this and you have had a head injury, they know you in a way that, as you know, most people don't. They know what it's like to go through a lot of the things that you've been experiencing. Anyway, so I committed to it. I went through it. My first day, I walked in the door and I collapsed on the floor. And I was a pile on the floor. And Dr. Fong was walking by, and she stopped whatever she was doing, and she sat on the floor with me. She sat down on the floor, and she told me, "You can do this, and you're going to get better, and you're here, you made it. Just keep doing it, you'll get better." And it was true, you know. But I kept trying. I was just amazed, like, wow, you know, just that, you know, she's kind of like one of the top dogs around here, or is, you know, and she stopped what she was doing and she helped me in my desperation, right as I walked in the door. already I was important, you know, and you know, they have resources here to help you destimulate and figure things out, and the support network is here. That's my point. Like, I went for it. I jumped in not knowing what was in there and thinking that, you know, from where I can tell, like, I'm gonna crash and burn. But I did it anyway, and you can do it. And if you put yourself out there and just believe that it will work, like, just even though you don't know if it will or won't, because you can't until you go through it, then you'll succeed. The network, the support that you need is here. So anyway, it was really rough throughout the whole ordeal, ups and downs. Like, some days I'd feel like, no big deal. Like, I could go through this whole thing again today. Like, you know, there's just silly little games and stuff and whatever. And other days it's like, it was, you know, just Wednesday I felt like, put a fork in me, I'm done. Like period. Like, I might be just, I don't know. I'm done. Like, I can't. But I pushed through and I did it and I made it. Yesterday was the best day of my experience here at Cognitive FX. I woke up one morning having the most amazing morning that I've had since I hit my head. And not just like, I've had mornings where I wasn't getting any medical care or help like I needed, and I remember one morning where I felt like, maybe I'm all cured, like maybe I'm Superman again, you know, like I used to be, and then somebody turned on the radio and I was turned into a pile on the floor, and I was, you know, back in bed for over a week, like just so I could get up and out of bed again. Not like that. Like this morning, I woke up yesterday morning feeling like literally like transplanted into a different body. Like there was something different about my brain, and I could feel it, like a unique sensation. Like, I don't know, I guess if I'm going to try to have any accuracy at all, you know, part of my brain was awakened that hasn't been, and it was working. But anyway, as far as what I felt, it just felt like, what is this? I don't know, but whatever it is, like yeah, it's weird, but like the result is pretty clear. I have control over my body. I'm not saying or doing things unless I want to do them. I can have a life again. I'm a person. You know, that's the difference between being a person, having control over your body, and not. And yesterday morning, I woke up all of a sudden after having, frankly, the shittiest day ever. I mean, not, but like definitely for the week. And I just felt like a person again. I felt like I could tell just from how I felt in my head, in my brain, like these sensations, I could tell that I had control, that I was in control, and that I was a person again. Now waking up today was different. Like I felt like, oh God, what? Am I going backwards now? You know? Like I felt really bad again today. I think maybe it's an every other day thing. At least it was for me. So I'm doing a lot better right now. But this morning was pretty rough too. But like, you know, even if all this place did was give you one day where you feel like a human being again, like that's worth it in my book. But I know that I'm going to have that again. And it's going to get better and better each day. I've seen the proof. I've seen enough proof now. I know that's how it's going to be. My brain's still processing it all. Like, how does it happen that fast? The world doesn't work like that, you know. But I can't refute the results at this point. And this can be you. If you've been having, you know, these type of concussion symptoms or related brain injuries, this place can and will help you if you commit to it. And honestly, if you paid anything like I have for medical bills, like I've never made a better investment in my life. And I already knew before I ever hit my head, the most valuable asset I have is my brain. And if you think there's anything more important than your brain, you're wrong. So come here, fix your brain, have a life, feel like a human being, a person again. And I'm just doing my humane responsibility in telling you that this can change your life.